Well, a very warm welcome, everyone, to a new edition of the Business Owners Marketing Brief. I'm joined today by Pete Williams from Melbourne, Australia. Pete, a very good morning to you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. How are you?
I'm a box of fluffy ducks. The birds are singing, the sun is shining. I've had my morning beach walk and my swim, and an espresso, most importantly. So I'm wired. I'm ready to go.
Fantastic.
Now, for those of you who haven't heard of Pete, Pete Williams is an extraordinary individual. He's an entrepreneur, he's an author, he's a marketer. He lives and is based in Melbourne, Australia. He's been honoured by many people as Australia's Richard Branson in media publications all over the country. And he was just 21 years old when he sold the Melbourne cricket ground for under $500. An extraordinary story. And if you don't believe it, you will. You can check out the story on his website. There's a couple of websites you need to check out, actually. I think petewilliams.com.au. Is that correct, Pete?
Yeah, that references the story, the MCG, and a few other bits and pieces about me personally.
And
the ego site.
And the other website which we'll publish as a part of the post is www.preneur, as an entrepreneur, but preneurmarketing.com, which is where Pete's blog hang out, and you can gain a rich smorgasbord of marketing and business idea strategies from there. Now, Pete's been awarded Ernst Young, probably the highest award for a young entrepreneur in the country. Ernst Young Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award for 2009, Southern Region Finalist in the Ernst Young Award 2011 more recently, and is a member of SmartCompany's Top 30 Under 30, another prestigious national award. The subject of the interview today is how to turn your $1 million idea into a reality. Pete, I've long held the theory that pretty much everyone on the planet has at least $1 million idea at least once a year, but virtually no one actually turns it into reality. So I'm going to be all years. As you know, we've got 5 minutes and your time starts now. You've written a book on this. Give us a few of the key points from your book on how to turn a $1 million idea into reality.
Very cool. I think you're absolutely right. I think everyone has that idea, mostly in the shower. I think most people sort of have that idea in the shower and then, don't take action on it. So there's a number of things I think people need to think about. Firstly is testing. This is a big thing. Is really test everything. And don't go into trying to make your idea $1 million idea from day one, having so much attachment to the idea that the very first business I'm going to start or project I'm going to do is going to be your $1 million idea. Chances are it probably won't be. And, if you look at most successful businesses, they actually pivot from where they start in that they have an idea initially, they go and take action, they test the idea, and actually find out during this testing period that there's actually something a bit different that they need to do, which actually ends up creating the success. Instagram, Facebook, all the big businesses you hear of, whether they're web-based businesses like those examples or real-world ones, generally stay out of something different. So if you go into it with, I'm going to test this idea and see what the market has to say, if people are willing to open their purse and their wallet and give me money for this idea, that's sort of what you want to go into it with, that attitude, because that allows you that freedom to go, I'm not so attached to it and I can move if I need to and pivot and then follow the profits that way. So that's kind of, I think, one of the big things. The second thing which we talk about quite a lot in the book is this framework called the Preneur Hierarchy. It's a bit of an egotistical title because it's all about preneur marketing and sort of the brand, but fundamentally it's all about being smart with your marketing, because so many businesses, whether they're mature or starting out, they go out and sort of just blast their message out everywhere with no real framework or strategy. And what the Preneur Hierarchy does is give people a very solid framework to focus their marketing, because what you want to try and do is, as a first level, when you are marketing any product or service, is go after the searches. And what I mean by that is people who are currently aware of having a problem. And they're aware of the problem to the point where they'll proactively go and look for a solution. They've actually got their wallet in their hand and they're looking for a solution. So you need to figure out, where do these people, when they're searching for that solution, go? Once you can figure that out, you do everything you can to get in front of those people, because they're the easiest people to reach. They're the cheapest people to reach.
Smart.
They're the most responsive people to reach.
Mm.
And, so you're going out, and in a lot of cases it's Google. It's going to Google and getting in the search results, whether it's through SEO or paid advertising. Yellow Pages still absolutely works if your audience use that when they're searching for the solution. Like if you sell to aged care, that sort of demographic, they aren't going to Google. They're still going to the yellow pages. So you need to understand where your market goes to search for solutions to problems they're trying to solve. And then you just do everything you can to get there. And then beyond that, what you do is you go, okay, what's the next level? Well, then it's people who are aware of a problem but not proactively searching. So that's where you sort of do some sort of creative advertising or remarketing and things like that. So it's all about moving yourself up that pyramid before you go and waste money on billboard advertising and banner advertising, all that sort of junk that so many people do. And actually even incorporate content marketing to that higher level of the pyramid. And that's the whole idea of the Preneur hierarchy, which we cover at quite a lot of depth inside the book.
So tell us about content marketing. What is content marketing for those who are not aware?
Well, sure. Well, content marketing, I think, is a real buzzword at the moment, and it's all about putting content everywhere, writing articles for different blogs and doing podcasts like this, and a lot of that sort of style of marketing where you're just blasting the world with information that will hopefully then lead to a sale. My problem with that is that it's not reaching searches necessarily. Like putting a blog post on someone else's blog as a guest post is not giving you the ability to reach searches necessarily. You're reaching people who aren't actively searching for a solution. They're just reading information about something completely different potentially. So I think going after content marketing isn't the smartest starting point for your marketing budget and your focus. And that's what we cover.
Interesting. So it's for you then it's about testing the product before you sink too much money into it, looking for the searches, and I guess if you're getting some success when you've tested it and the searches are buying, then you go to the next part of the hierarchy. That's the way it's.
Absolutely perfect, exactly right. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all about really maximizing one level of the hierarchy and really milking that cow, so to speak, dry until you move to the next level. Whereas so many people are so scattergun about it, they're doing a bit of here, a bit here, a bit here with no framework, and it's just costing them money, frustration, and poor results.
Very smart. Just if you can't pick the low-lying fruit, for goodness sakes, don't start with the ladder. So it's how to turn your $1 million idea into reality. Thanks, Pete.
Cheers, Tom.